Hi there, this is Daniel here from Aspire, and in this video I'm going to be taking you through the power of your genetic blueprint. Now, we've been integrating the genetic analysis into our lifestyle programs for about 8 years now, and we do that to help you get a very personalized approach to your responses for nutrition, for exercise, and optimal longevity. Now, this test actually analyzes over 7 million data points, and that gives us a report of over 500 key areas around health, brain health, cancer markers, and our responses to nutrition, different types of foods, and exercise. So what it does, it eliminates the guesswork and shortcuts the process on your own precision and individualized approach to optimal health. Now, the first report that we get is looking at the nutrition side of things, and it'll break down and tell us exactly what type of nutritional lifestyle is going to be optimal for you. It's not about a diet plan, it's about your nutritional lifestyle. There are only 4 main approaches to nutrition, and that is usually your low-fat approach, your low-carbohydrate approach, a higher fat, which is sometimes known as the Mediterranean approach, and then there's the healthy, balanced approach. And so once you know exactly what type of nutrition plan, that starts to eliminate a lot of trends and chasing shiny objects around your nutrition. Interestingly, it will also tell us some behavioral approaches around whether we have a sweet tooth, whether we have sensitivity to certain carbohydrates, certain sugars, and our behavioral responses. We might be a heavy snacker, we might eat late, and this is all predetermined through our genetics. On the nutrition, it also takes us down to the micronutrients of what we are most likely to be deficient in. So when we get this information, we can then put more focus onto those kind of foods in our nutritional approach. On the training side of things, it lets us know what we are most likely to respond best to. So that might be more of a focus onto the strength, explosive power, or even on the endurance aspect. So it helps us to then build a precision approach to exercise prescription, as well as the amount of intensity or recovery periods based on the amount of lactate we produce, how quickly we can clear it, and that will determine other sports and activities that are we most likely to enjoy. So really powerful on the exercise prescription side of things. Then it'll take us through some factors around our cancer markers and our brain health. Now, what's important to note is that if you are identified as a carrier of a particular gene, it doesn't mean that gene will be expressed. So gene expression will also be determined by our lifestyle choices. So if we know that we are a carrier, we can then obviously put more focus into optimal healthy living and mitigate the risk and the chances of that gene actually being expressed. So it's called a genetic switch, and that also applies for certain health conditions around diabetes, certain cancers, and even obesity. Our body's predisposition to add weight and to hold body fat can all be determined through our genetics. Same thing with Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, some of the brain health conditions. If you're aware that you are a carrier, then you can start to actually take action to improve cognitive performance and optimize your brain health, whether that's through supplements or through activity, to keep challenging the mind and help to reduce the onset of those types of conditions. Now, the last area is around our medication response, and this is a really powerful one. We had a client who was on certain beta blockers for over 20 years, as well as some cholesterol medication. When he did his analysis, he found out that he was actually on the wrong type of medications. So when the doctor switched to different beta blockers, it instantly reduced his cholesterol, so he was off cholesterol medication. And then through our isometrics, we got him off the beta blockers, and now he doesn't need to take any medication for his hypertension because it's gone. So all of these medical responses mean that we might be a high responder to certain medications, or we might be a non-responder, which means if your doctor has this report, they can then make the best prescriptive advice and either recommend a different medication or get the dose right. So that's a little bit of an insight into the genetic approach to your lifestyle health journey, and it really does eliminate all the guesswork and gives us a very precision blueprint on exactly what you need in terms of your health and lifestyle, as well as optimal living, performance, mindset, risk aversion, and longevity. So if you've got any questions, let me know and book an appointment to discuss your genetic blueprint, and we can see how we can get you on board to that precision approach to optimal health, living, and performance.